thing you have to worry about is make sure that I put a prep hand in there and the odorless kit in there for you. And the other thing you might need is your tip cutters. But people have left them, so some of the kits have them, some of them don't. So that's the only thing is that metal tip cutter.
And then check the glue.
And check the glue.
Okay.
Jared said, "Do you want one of these?"
Check the glue to make sure it's open.
Yeah, because I had it was brand new, and I oiled it and everything for a student, and they went to take it, and they're like, I couldn't get any glue out of it. And I'm like, I didn't cut the glue, and they didn't have anything to cut it. They could have used your tip cutters, but you know, you're nervous.
Yeah.
You don't remember.
And it's probably hard to find your tip cutters through all the tears when you're like, oh, I can't see.
But honestly, that person passed, so good news.
That is good news.
So, all right. Okay, this is kind of repetitive, and I say it really fast because I say it so many times. But I want you to hear it, because then you won't be as nervous when the proctor reads it to you. You'll say, oh, I've heard that. And I won't read it twice, but at the test, they read it twice. And you're not going to begin until they say, you now can begin. Okay? So you're going to get there, everything's dirty, you have your clothes. And you'll get there and they'll read these instructions to you. You will prepare your work area for your client. You will set up the universal supplies you will use throughout the examination. You will also set up the supplies for the manicure and polish application. You will prepare your client for the service. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You have 15 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 8 minutes remaining. Do not demonstrate any procedures until verbal instructions are given and you are instructed to begin. Turn the hand towards the examiner to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. I'll read that all again. You may return. If you want somebody in here, if they want to take their phone and time me, I promise you, relax. You have 15 minutes to do this, and I have talked, been interrupted, and it doesn't take me 15 minutes. So literally, just take a deep breath. So now we're going to set up our universal supplies. The first thing you're going to do is get your garbage can, your 3 totes, your trash to be disinfected, and soiled linens out. Because we're going to clean this table, and we've got to have a place to put the garbage in. And so you're going to open up your tote, and it doesn't matter, we're going to open up our tote, you're going to grab these, you can put them here, close them. Grab this, and a good idea is to grab this. Grab those 2 things. Shut your tote, click, click, and then set these up. Now, the way I want you to set it up is to be disinfected, I want in the middle, because you're going to use that the second most. Trash, you're going to use the most, so we're going to set that one up closest to you. Soiled linens is for your towels at the end of the service, so we're going to put that the furthest away from us. So set those up. Now, every time we go into this tote, we're going to sanitize our hands. If we get nervous and we just want to relax, sanitize your hands. So we're going to sanitize our hands. When you sanitize your hands, you don't want to do this. That is wrong. You want to do this and let it fall in. You want to fall into your hand. Don't touch this. Don't do this. Do this. Don't. I get to this point and I'm like, don't. I wouldn't wear a watch. I pull out my hair. I wear contacts. I wear contacts instead of glasses. It's called, I wear short sleeves. It's called self-grooming. You will be docked for self-grooming. So you're going to wash your hands with the sanitizer, go up the wrists.
So fixing your glasses like this is a no-no?
That would probably be okay. If you did it like this, that would probably be okay. And if you're nervous about it, sanitize your hands. That's why I say it's never going to be wrong to stop what you're doing, take a deep breath, and sanitize your hands. But just know, every time you go into that tote, you have to sanitize your hands before you go in. So I sanitize my hands. Now I'm gonna go in and, I'm gonna grab my sanitizer. I'm gonna, grab this. I'm gonna grab my gloves. I'm gonna grab this. And I'm not gonna grab my hand, but it's not the end of the world. If I wanted to, I grab my hand. I'm just gonna go ahead and flip this shut. Now, I'm gonna sanitize my hands again. And then I'm going to put on gloves. And the student failed because she did everything right but put on gloves. You have to have gloves on. This is not supposed to be touching your hands. So put your gloves on. And then we're going to, and you don't have to sanitize the gloves. Paper, I'm just gonna move out of my way. This, I'm gonna get one of these and hopefully shoot. But if you have to fix things like this, don't be nervous. They know life happens. They know that you might have to pull that through or whatever. They're not gonna say, oh my gosh, look at that. Don't worry about it. So we're gonna get one of these. Make sure they're all about clicking things shut. So get this. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this area right here. Clean this right here, and then clean to clean. I'm gonna wash the bottom of this off. When I set it on here, I always want it to face the proctor. And I'm gonna clean my sanitizer and have it face the proctor. Then I'm gonna clean the rest of it. My rest of my area. I don't worry about this. It's porous. You can't clean it. You can't wipe it down. Don't worry about it. This is considered clean. These that come from my clean tote. I'm gonna get rid of this. And I like to do this and put it inside here and throw that away. Bam. In the garbage.
And if you get the one seat that's like against the wall, where would you face your stuff?
You know what? I would just pretend like somebody's in front of me.
Okay.
I know one of my students kept worrying about making sure that they could see. I wouldn't do that.
Just still pretend like
I
you're
would
in front.
pretend because there's 8 tables from what I've not seen it.
Yeah.
And one's right up against the wall. I would pretend like they can see it. They have cameras up top and they're watching everything you do. So I would just pretend like they're right there.
Okay.
So I give you 2 towels. And so I get the first towel out. And then I like to take this towel and move it forward in half. Like this, and I just put it alongside here. But you guys, it doesn't matter. You just do you. Okay? Then you don't have to wipe these down. They're considered sterile from this bag. And we're just going to set everything towards them so they can see
I can't see through the bag.
what is in here. Everything will just be in the bag. This is all your universal supplies.
Can't see through the bag.
Do you want me to move this?
The bag.
What about the bag?
What about
It's in the way.
what bag? This bag?
That bag.
Well, I
yeah.
gotta get stuff out of it.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, we're gonna do your base, your color, top, and we're just gonna put everything up here and then your oil. Now, when you get rid of this, I want you to roll it because I don't want you shoving it in the garbage. So if you go like that, you can just go like that and just place it in your garbage, okay? Now I've got to go back in here and get my hand. So I'm going to sanitize my hands. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to grab my hand. I'm going to put it this towards me because I'm not done. I'm going to clip this shut. Every time you put your lid on, you have to click it shut. If they don't hear a click, click, they're going to think it's not. Don't leave it open.
Can you have it face the sanitizer, the label face towards them, but have the,
If you can
thing
get-
face towards
If you
you?
can get the nozzle too, you can.
Okay,
But I didn't because I don't think I can, and so I'm just gonna use it and flip it back.
okay.
Okay? So now this gives you a chance to kind of look at everything and rearrange. You've got time, like that is my top card. I'm gonna do this, and this, and this, and there's this. Okay, pause. Everybody has to pause because somebody doesn't have their stuff in here. Pause. I'll hurry.
Oh, there's not a pause. Let's just continue.
So you'll have one of these in each tote. The black one goes in the manicure one. You'll have that, and that's where I put that.
What are those, Sonya?
It will be in the bag.
What is it?
It's just your implements.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason, there weren't any.
Oh, okay.
And so pretend like they were in there. I'm gonna open this up. And I put it in this white so it looks clean. And in here you'll have like, and I give you enough. I give you like 6 of these. So one for each finger to take off the polish. So anyway, and your buffer block, and you have to make a Q-tip, and I give you 2 orange wood sticks, cause I just want you to have enough. I just don't
So
want
can
you to
we
panic.
add cotton if we,
You want to, you can,
just
it's
to
not
like
wrong.
not stress about it?
You can, you totally can. Okay, so you're gonna do that, so you're gonna look at everything, I feel good about it. Then you turn the hand towards the proctor to indicate you have finished, and I always sanitize my hands. Now remember, you're still being judged. There's still, if you're first done, they're judging you along with everybody else. So don't go, oh good, I'm done. I can relax. Don't do that. Just sanitize your hands and either put them nicely in your lap and quietly wait for everybody else. You're waiting for the proctor to say, everybody's indicated that they have finished and we're gonna go on to the next spot. And then when we go on to the next spot, you're gonna sanitize your hands and begin again. Some people literally sanitize their hands and do this, which isn't wrong. You're just being extra careful. Okay.
Sorry, at this point, you're not doing anything with the hand, you are
No.
just setting
Yeah, oh my
everything
gosh,
up.
is this the new dot? Let's pause. Over this really quick, just to see if I did everything right. I opened up my tote, I removed the 3 bins and set them up. I removed the barbicide wipes, the sanitizer, the gloves from the tote, and the paper towel. I sanitized my hands and put on my gloves. I disinfect the work area with the barbicide wipes, throw the gloves and the barbicide wipes in the trash, sanitize hands, remove the roll of paper towel and the manicure supply from the tat, set it all up into my work area, close the tote, sanitize the hands, set up the manicure supplies, turn the hand towards the examiner, sanitize my hands.
Yes.
So if you just read this and do what it says, you'll be good.
You can't have this with you, right? Okay, that's what,
Sadly.
I was like, no, I was like, wait, you can't
But
have that
that's-
with you, right?
And there's 7 sections, and that's the first section.
Okay.
So can we practice with this at home?
I usually let them, usually the test is on a Monday, and like, Kate is gonna take it today. So I let you have it over the weekend.
Taking the kit today, not the test
Oh.
today.
Yeah, no, so you take the kit like on a Thursday or a Friday, and then you can have it over the weekend, and then you can take the test on Monday. So as
Okay.
soon as you're scheduled for the test, then the week, that Friday before, I like to give you the test, or the
Okay.
kit and stuff. So you have that weekend to go through it, because you know what? I've had students say, Sonya, it doesn't
Bless
have cuticle remover, it doesn't have, you know, I'm not perfect. So I like you to take it home. I like you to make sure everything's there, double check me, I'm not perfect.
Okay.
Okay, okay, so now we're gonna do the manicure and the polish application. This is 20 minutes long. Let's read. How did I lose that?
Is it this one?
Thank you. Okay, so let's read what that one has to say. You will perform a manicure and polish application. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You have 20 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 10 minutes remaining. Turn the hand towards the examiner to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. So now we're going to do a manicure. It doesn't tell you the steps to do the manicure because they really don't care. Like back in 15, I had a thing, and in bold here, it tells you what they're looking for. They're looking for the manicure supplies to be labeled in English. You've got that covered. Implements and supplies are visibly clean. I rolled it up in a white towel. They're visibly clean. Perform a basic manicure. That's all they want you to do is perform a basic manicure. Prepare the nails and apply red polish. So now we're just going to do a manicure. So the first thing we're going to do is go back to our cheat sheet. So here we are. We're going to sanitize my hands, and I'm going to sanitize my manicure pen. So I'm going to turn this over here, and I'm going to go ahead and just read my steps. So I'm going to sanitize my hands. I can bring it up here. I can be extreme. I can put it here. Sanitize my hands. And then go ahead and put it here and sanitize my mannequin pens. Okay? Then,
Man, that's one flexible hand that can go 360 there.
isn't that awesome? Then I'm going to take my orange wood stick and I want to score my file. And the first thing I'm going to do is shape the free edge to establish uniform length shape. File the nails from side to center. You have to remember we're doing a manicure. It's natural nails. We don't saw. So we're just going to, and just take your time. And I'm weird, but
And the nails are already gonna be on the hand.
they're going to look just like this.
Okay.
In fact, here's the prep hand, if you want to see it. I've got it in here. And it's going to look like this. This is your prep hand. You've got nails on all your fingers. So when it comes to doing the tip part of it, you're doing a tip to a tip. Makes it really easy. Okay? So here's your hand. But I've got, this is a hand that's come back from the test. 9 times out of 10, I've never had it, I could say 100%. They usually do acrylic on your forefinger and your blended tip on the middle. So today, just for the demo's sake, I'm going to do the blended here and the acrylic here, just because it doesn't matter. But you need to listen, and they'll say, do the blended tip on the ring finger, on the middle finger, on the forefinger. I've never had them say do it on the pinky or the thumb. It's going to be one of these three. Okay? All right. So side to center. So you're going to just take, here's the other thing you have to remember. They're going to be watching how you hold this mannequin hand, which is very awkward because it's not a human hand. But they want to see that you have your thumb and your forefinger holding the finger. So side to center, side to center, side to center. And in my head, I'm nervous, I would be doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Because it's pretty much already, you've seen the hand, I make them perfect. So you just have to go through and just make sure. It's really tempting to do this and be done, but we're going to take every one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Side to center, side to center. And then just side to center. And then that's the acrylic one. When you put, it says right here, do not put things on the table, don't put it here. Always make sure it's on your towel. That's what they're talking about there. Okay, then it says immerse all fingers, thumb in a soapy water. They took that out of the test just this last time, so I've eliminated that. You can cross that off. Okay? Because most people are doing a dry manicure now, and so they eliminated it. The state is trying to be uplifting. So now I'm going to take, and I want to apply the cuticle remover. You don't need very much, only like maybe this much, and go ahead and make that Q-tip. Here's my cuticle softener or my cuticle remover. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to go over to the garbage can and be extreme and put this on here. Oh, look what I'm doing wrong over here. I'm going to do that. Let that go into the garbage. I'm going to put this I know I'm not gonna use this again to be disinfected anyway. The reason why I'm saying, oh no, is this should always be shut. If you're working with your toes open, here we go, okay? So now I did that, I got to be disinfected. I say get it off your table, you don't need it. And
So
then
did you even put any on your Q-tip?
I did, I dropped it. And I was
Okay.
extreme. That's the key, is you wanna be extreme. They don't want to see the tip of that touch this.
Oh, okay.
It's all about being clean. That half of the stuff we do, that's why we do this, we bring it here, we drop it, we don't wanna, it's just all of this extreme. Okay, so just go here, just circle around each cuticle. And if you wanna be really crazy, hold it like I told you. We're gonna do that. Then, we're gonna turn it to the other side, and we want to push back the echinipicum, which is right here. Now, what they don't want you to do is this. Scrape, scrape, scrape. We want a push, 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 scrape. Hold it like they want us to. Push, 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 push. And do that to all 5. They just don't want extreme, you're just being extra clean, taking your time, you're gonna push. And it says push and pull cuticle tissue off, and that's what we're doing, bam. Push, push, push. Okay, now I could throw this away because I know I have another Q-tip, so I can just throw that away. They're watching to see and make sure you didn't put that in to be disinfected. They're making sure you're putting things in the right bin at the right time. So now, now that I've done that, I'm gonna wipe nails clean with alcohol to remove the product and remaining debris. So once you push it off and scrape it, we wanna clean it. So we're gonna do that with alcohol. I'm gonna do that the same way. I'm gonna take alcohol, I'm gonna go over to the garbage, I'm gonna be extreme and spray, spray, put that back, and I'm going to clean off all 5 with my alcohol for the debris. Okay? Put that in the garbage. Then it's going to, I'm going to buff the nails, so here's my buffer. I'm going to buff all the nails, same way. The thing you're worried about is don't, I want to do, after the examination, they're going to look at this and make sure you don't have marks over this, because that would be like you broke the skin, you damaged them, so that's why we're always trying to be careful not to touch the cuticle. So we're gonna buff, and after I'm done buffing, I know I'm not gonna use this buffer, I'm gonna throw it in the trash, garbage. Now, apply cuticle oil. I'm gonna take this, and because we're being extreme again, I want to do 2, I would only do 1 or 2 drops, because it's gonna go into your hand, it's not gonna absorb into plastic. So they just wanna see that you're extreme. So we're gonna put it here, we're gonna put the lid on, to be disinfected. We go from here, and then rub it onto our cuticle. And that just shows them we didn't go dot, dot, dot with a chance of touching the cuticle. So extra extreme. Now that we've got oil on it, I'm going to go ahead and do a massage. Same thing, I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to, and I will only do a little dot because again, it's not going to absorb into this plastic. So, are they struggling with that? Open. And if there's a little drop there, don't, just look away. Lean back and take this and go ahead, and it says in the test you only have to do 2 massage techniques. I do all. And before I knew that you were on camera, I would tell my students, get the proctor's eye. I want them to see that you're doing this, but you're on film, so just take your time and do this. So that's 1, and then I'd bring it over, and I would do 2, and I would pull each finger down. And then maybe go back to this again to make sure, that they know I'm doing that. And do this again. And if you did those 2, you'd be good. But then, why not do this one? Because why wouldn't you? And then tap it. I would tap it.
Looks so dumb.
But I promise you, if you do everything on here, you're gonna get a good score. So now we've got to clean off our nail plate with alcohol again, because we just put oil all over and we want to do our color. So the same thing, we're gonna go here. I'm gonna go over to the garbage, spray it down, and I'm gonna clean that off. And I'm gonna try to remember to hold the finger right. And now I'm going to do the top coat. I'm going to do the base coat. And I'm going to do, I like to do center, side to side. Center, side to side. Try not to get any on the skin. It doesn't matter. They're not going to see it. And the minute I get done doing my base coat, I go right into the color. Okay? Put the lid on. I don't need it anymore to be disinfected. I'm going to go right into my color. Maybe when you get home, because it's going to, and this is not a bad thing. That's totally acceptable. But these are, I think they're brand new. And I would get all of the polish off onto the one side, and then center, side, and I'm going to do this really quick and show you. And the reason why you have this polish in here is it's 1 coat coverage, so you can be done. 1 coat, be done. Center.
Can you use a art thing to get around the thing, or no?
I wouldn't. That's what I'm going to show you when I'm done here. I would literally, because I want you to see how close I am, and it's good enough. And I'll show you my mistake that I've made, because they're not going to be that picky. Don't overstress it.
Okay. So if you get a little bit on the cuticle.
Try not to, but let me show you. And see, I'm probably doing this wrong because I'm not holding it with my forefinger, but I think they're going to be, because I should be doing this to be disinfected. And I'm going to go right into the top. And you're going to get red on there, don't care. I would rather you do it like this, to be disinfected. Now I want you to see, I got some right there. Don't care. I would make a bigger mess trying to fix that. I'll pass it around. But look how close I got or didn't get. You don't need to get it clear up there. Just look how it looks good. If you'll remember when I'm telling you, it says the nails are and your final appearance of the manicure, final appearance of the polish application, they just want it to look good. That is good enough. Don't stress about getting it clear up in there and tight and doing a liner brush. Don't.
So you're not gonna try to fix that?
No.
Okay.
If it was really bad, you would take your extra orange wood stick. I would use one of these, wrap it around. You can go in here with some acetone and clean it up, but just try not to.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you, you don't have to be that tight. Don't be that tight.
Okay.
Look, you're gonna pass with that. I had a student that didn't get all the red on all 5 fingers and passed because he was so particular and he didn't finish and he still passed. But I think because he was extra clean and he did all the good things and was precise. So
Okay.
don't over stress. Everybody over stresses that they've got to do, and that is good enough. They're
Okay.
gonna look at it and go, oh, she did good. She didn't touch the cuticle, she got it close enough, good enough. Okay? So after you do that, and you look at it, I've done everything, everything looks good, I can look around and go, okay, I know I'm not gonna use this anymore. I think I'm gonna throw that in the garbage. I think I'm good. I could probably throw this away, but it doesn't matter. I feel good about it. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna drop that into my hand. I'm gonna sanitize my hand. Done. Okay? So that's the second section. Then they're gonna say, all examiners have indicated they are ready to proceed. You will remove the polish from the nails and properly dispose of the supplies used in the previous section of the examination. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You have 5 minutes. It's this little section where you only have 5 minutes to take the polish off the hand. And you will be informed when you have 2 minutes remaining, turn the hand towards the examiner to indicate you have finished. The reason why is I'm teaching you to do it, use it, and take care of it. So in this 5 section, we do have time to get rid of things that we might not have, but I'm teaching you use it, get rid of it. So you really don't have to, your big worry right now is taking off this red polish. So I would sanitize my hand again for this little 5 seconds. Put this here, I'm gonna get one of these. They want you to flip this open. They don't want you touching everything, so just make sure you just take your thumb, flip it open, hold here, saturate this, and I want you to really saturate it. Click it shut. Put it here and hold it for a minute. Don't do this or you'll get pink up to the 3rd knuckle. Just hold it. It's not that much time for it to really settle and get hard, and you'll be able to take it off like literally in one swipe. So
You missed some.
I know, but don't worry about it.
most part.
I mean, for the most part, you're gonna get most of it off
Okay.
with one.
Do you
And
have to
you'll
get it
extra.
all off, or?
We will in a minute.
Okay.
So then I'm gonna go ahead and I can use this, even though I give you at least 5 pads, you can do 2 fingers with 1 pad and get most of it off. Just kind of hold, and I've got 90% of it off. Then I might fold it and maybe even do a 3rd one. Garbage, and saturate my other one. Same procedure, flip this open, saturate it. Make sure you close it. Mistake people make is they forget to close and they leave it open as they take the polish off. So saturate it again.
That
And
weather
now-
feels nice right now.
But now you can go through and get that extra that you might need to get. And I still even have another one. I have an extra one, and I'm just gonna, because you have 5 minutes, that's a long time. And now I can go back and get that And even in the instructions, they give you another time to get it off. But sometimes it goes underneath there, and don't worry about it. It's good enough. Like, that is underneath there and I can't get it, and I'm just not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna call it good. It's okay.
Okay.
They're not gonna dock you for that, okay? So once you get that all out, but look what I did. What did I do wrong?
You left the lid open.
I left the lid open. So just be mindful that it's easy to forget. So we're gonna do that, okay, put that there, put that in the garbage. I'm gonna sanitize my hands. And turn the hand towards the examinator to indicate that I am finished. I'm ready for the next section.
Don't you sanitize after you flip the hand over?
It doesn't matter.
Or-
It really doesn't. Don't stress out about those little teeny details.
Okay.
As long as you sanitize your hands and turn it, whether you turn it, sanitize your hands, or sanitize your hands and then turn it, you're
Okay.
not gonna be docked for that. The point is, you sanitize your hands.
Okay.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Yeah. That's a good question. Okay, so now we can move on to the next section. This is our third section. Now, listen to the third section because the instructions say, you will prepare your work area for a new client. So this is a brand new client. You will set up the universal supply, so I have to set up my supplies again for my new client. For the use for the remainder of the examination, you will also set up the following section of the examination. Nail tip application and blending, sculpted nail service, removal of sculpted nails. You will prepare your client for the service. You'll be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You have 10 minutes to complete this section. You'll be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Do not demonstrate any procedures until verbal instructions are given and you are instructed to begin. Turn the hand towards the examiner to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. So let's talk about what they're going to watch for. Disinfect all work area completely with product labeled in English as EPA registered bacterial, verticidal, and fungicidal disinfectant. That's good. Sanitize the hands with product labeled in English. That's this. Universal supplies are labeled in English. Bam, we got that. Items to be disinfected, soiled linens, and trash are deposited in the correct manner throughout this section. So the first thing I want you to do is take your hand, get your paper towel, and move this out of the way. Get it off your table. I'm going to move this and this, all this stuff, I'm going to move it out of my way. Soiled linen. Now, I need to sanitize my hands, put on new gloves, I thought for a minute that I did it backwards. I'm like, that really is the thumb. And then, because we have to sanitize, I keep putting a hole in there, I think it's gonna be okay. We have to clean everything, so I'm gonna sanitize my hands, I'm gonna put on the glove, I'm gonna get a new one of these.
And if your glove rips, make sure you put on a new one on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go like this, I'm gonna clean my table, and then I have to clean everything. At the first section, it came from the bad clean. And now I'm gonna clean my table, clean to clean, clean this, maybe clean, I have to just clean everything instead of just grabbing it, because it's a new client, I have to clean everything.
And you don't have to clean the top of it?
Oh, look at this, I'm gonna look at this and go, I don't need this anymore. I can clean it and put it in to be disinfected. I missed it, it's not the end of the world. Now I'm gonna do this, oh, I'm gonna clean this. Universal supplies, now I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna go back into my tote, and I'm setting up, is for a new client, I have to clean everything for the new client, and then I gotta get the new stuff for them. Put that in the garbage. Anytime I go into my tote, I'm sanitizing my hands. When I get into my tote, I'm gonna grab this. And in my tote is 2 minutes, I don't want anything else. And click, click. So I'm gonna come here and get, you'll have 4 pills. Let's set this back up. I can take this, I can take my hand and move it towards me because I'm still setting up. I can put this in the garbage. This is my kit that I'm going to show you how to do the acrylic now. But the one you'll get in your kit looks like this. Okay? Just so you know, that's what it will look like. I'm going to leave it out just so I can talk to you about it. Then you're going to, you've got time to set it up. Here's your tip. I'm going to take this and put this to the side. And then here's this. And in here, you'll have your tip cutters, which I guess I don't have tip cutters in here. I need to go get them. And I put in here some more white.
In the top of there, you can use my tip cutters.
And that'd be great, Jessica.
Excuse me.
Then I have, thank you, sweetie. I've got an orange wood stick, I've got, you know what, and in here, and I give you 2 files, because you're gonna do 2 different services, so, you know, I'm an overachiever over here. Thank you. And these tip cutters will be in there. Yours, you're gonna put them in there. Okay, then I wanna put this out, and then I got you new oil, and I give you 2 glues, because what if one is stuck, and, you know, I worry about that. So 2 glues, and then the same thing, we're gonna do this, put that in the garbage. I just wanted you to see what's in there. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. You'll have your brush, you'll have, let's talk about it. Because you're gonna open this up, and I put in here, and if you have another form you like, you're welcome to do any form. I put these in because I've had so many people say they hated the horseshoe forms that were in here. So you'll get this, and you'll open it up, and it will have, if you look on the bottom, white and clear. Do not touch the white. We're doing it all in clear. And then this is your odorless monomer. Okay?
And that's the part that has to be sealed when we get there.
Yes, and they're gonna want to check this. They're gonna want to check your hand and make sure your hand doesn't have a blended tip on it or something already done. They're gonna check your hand. They're gonna check and make sure that this is sealed.
Okay. Is this a new hand or is it the same hand?
It's the same hand.
Same hand all the time.
Yeah, you have the one hand.
Okay.
That's where you're gonna get the red off, and yeah, you have the one hand. So, oh, sorry, hon. It's okay. But
I got a big butt.
Me too. But you'll have some forms in there, just leave them there. You'll have this is your primer, so put that out. You have some glue and a stick, and you have that, but you don't need any of that. All you need is this and your brush. That's all you need, because I don't like these forms. And you're gonna get your own forms, okay? So that's what's in there, and you don't need that dampened dish. The reason why you don't want this dampened dish is because I give you this one because your stuff has to be covered. So you want to use this one, don't use this one. Even though it's in there, look away.
So the forms don't really like to stick to the hand.
No, they don't.
Can we bring like medical tape to kind of help it stick to the hand?
I wouldn't.
Some of the girls were saying that they try to get it to stick as good as they can,
And they hold it.
and then they hold it.
Or use an extra
or
form
use an extra
to like
form
stick it
to
together at the bottom.
stick it together.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
the ones that were really complaining, the window is because they had these. These are awful. These are the worst. So I really suggest you bring your own. That's why I have these in here, because they're just not big enough for what we're doing, and they're not sticky. So I don't think you're gonna have the trouble with if you bring your own. Even the gold ones, I don't have any with me, the other gold one. Anyway, to be disinfected, so you'll have these. So look at everything, you'll have time. I would go ahead at this point when you're setting it up, open up this, open up your odorless liquid, and it comes with a brush. I would go ahead and dump just about that much in there.
The other one comes with a brush too.
And the odorous liquid is what again? I kinda missed it.
What, the monomer?
Monomer?
That's your monomer, your
Can I-
odorless. Sure. And then go ahead and close that. And then you have your non-acid primer. And then you have your white and your clear. Just make sure, look at the bottom and make sure you grab the clear one. And then we're just gonna put a little bit of clear. Now just remember, we're only doing one bead, so I'm not putting a lot. Disinfected. And do you wanna see what I've done, Jerica? I can put that. You're welcome to see how much I did. I didn't do very much,
Okay.
just so you know. Just because we're only gonna do one bead. I didn't do very much. Okay, so we have that and that.
And I am gonna be able to upload this to my computer, so if you guys want this video, I can send it to you guys.
My phone does not work, so I
Okay, so you got your brush, your tips, and you got your glue,
And it'll be in clips, so.
and it looks good. I feel good about it, you guys. So I'm gonna go, and let's go ahead to this. Let's see, 5 minutes, removal of that, sanitize your hand, we went through that. New client preparation, we sanitized our hands, we put on the gloves, disinfect work area with our barbicide wipe, we threw the gloves in the trash, we did that. We sanitized our hands, we opened up the tote, we got the new bag, we moved the blended tip stuff, the sculptured nail supplies out of the bag, we placed it in our work area, we closed the tote, we sanitized our hands, set up the blended tip, sculpture nail and removal supplies, turn the hand towards the examiner, sanitize your hands, bam. Okay, so then we're gonna read, we're gonna go on to the next section, and it will say, nail tip application and blending, we have 20 minutes. And it says, note, proctor will choose any finger. So this is where you have to listen. Like, I don't know what finger they're gonna choose. You will perform a nail tip application and blending. You will apply the nail tip to the, we're gonna say middle finger, because that's what I'm doing. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You have 20 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 10 minutes remaining. Turn the hand towards the examiner to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. Now let's talk about what they're looking for. Nail tip application and blending supplies are labeled in English. Bam, we got that. Implements and supplies are visibly clean. Good. Prepare the nail tip application. Selects a full weld tip and attaches it to the nail plate of the assigned finger. Trims, shapes, blends the nail tip. So that's what you're gonna do. So now let's do it. So if we go over here, it says sanitize your hand. Remember, this is a new client. So the first thing you're gonna do is sanitize your hands. Sanitize the client's hands. And we know it's the middle finger. So we're gonna remove the residual nail polish from the nail plate with acetone. It's another step to make sure you don't have any red. I'm not gonna do that. I don't need to do that. Cleanse the nail plate with alcohol. So you've got all these little things. I'm just gonna, just like you would, any client, you're gonna cleanse the nail plate with alcohol. Remove any dust from the nail plate with alcohol. Okay, cleanse it with alcohol, whatever, we did that. Select a full weld tip. And so I'm gonna open this up. This is where I cheat. Is if you want to, oh, don't do that. What if you do? If that was to happen, I would pick these all up and I would throw them in the garbage. I would just quietly throw them away.
Okay.
Then I would just think that I would, and if you can look, I would just look and get the right side. But what I was gonna tell you is I open them up and I put them right here in the glue, the ones I wanna use, because these 3 fingers are pretty much the same size. So just grab one. The old way, we had to size a tip, and they were really big on sizing it. So we had to teach them to take a small one and say, oh, that one's too small, and throw it away. Oh, that's for the thumb, that's too big, and then pick out the right size. Now they don't care. Just pick, it's usually number 7, and you put it right here because you cheated, because I told you to. But this one, I'm just gonna grab.
You can actually read the number on them.
Yeah, you can see it, but you know, like this one, I'm like, I think that's gonna be good enough, but somebody made a mess. We're gonna go here,
It was Casper.
and I'm gonna look, and that's perfect. Now, when you glue it, you wanna glue it halfway down, right there. Don't put it up to here, you just wanna glue it right to there,
Okay.
okay? Just so you know, right to there.
Let me grab my charger.
Okay, so now that I've picked my right size, and my nightmare, we're gonna fix that later. You have 2 files right here. I'm gonna take this, and I really want you to do everything in your hand. So we're gonna go this way and get that as thin as I can get it. So I'm putting a lot of pressure down to get this really, really thin. And I'm gonna take the shine off clear up to the top. So take this, and if you'll do this all in your hand, all your work's done. Okay? And then I would come here and maybe take a little bit off here and a little bit off here. So they don't care if you go back and forth and top. But just make sure you get that as thin, all your work is right here. Okay? So then make sure you put it here. Then I would size it again. We've already got alcohol on there. That's perfect. Then I'm going to take my glue.
So do you file the inside too?
Nope, just the outside.
Just the
And
outside?
just extra pressure so you're really getting it thin. Then I want you to just drop 1 drop on there. Put your tip here. Put the lid on. Take it and connect here, and then just rock it up and get all those bubbles out, and then just hold it. And kind of look at it so you're straight, but that's all you're doing is gluing the tip to a tip. Okay? And it's not gluing, we're just gonna wait a minute. Okay? And then just take your time, because even though it's secured, I could probably pry it off pretty easily. So just wait, and I would take my tip cutters, and you know how to use your tip cover, go in, and you want to take it down, and I would go clear down, okay? And then take this, to be disinfected, garbage. Then I would take my file, and just file it, and you can, and I would just make it, if anything, you're just waiting for that to dry. It's kind of coming up on that side, so I'm just gonna wait for a second for that to dry. And do a couple of swipes right here along that. And
Ridge.
then that ridge, and I haven't even filed, you see me do 2 little swipes, and if you feel that, it's smooth, it's blended. Put your hand over the top of that, because I blended it in my hand.
Are we okay to feel it in the test too to
Yeah.
check?
That's why you're
Okay.
making it as thin as you want,
Yes.
okay.
Because I haven't even touched it, and you can feel it, and that's all they're gonna care about, you guys. Then my next thing I'm worried about is making it look good, like maybe do it in almond shape. You've got 20 minutes to do one now, you guys. You've got oodles of time. This is so easy. Well, see? But can you see how thin I got it and how easy that blends?
Do you got different scents of lotions? So in case somebody is allergic to a certain scent, they can let you know?
I'm never worried about that. You're gonna be all by yourself. If you wanna bring a different
No, I'm
lotion-
saying for them, if they borrow a kit, if they're allergic to a scent or anything.
Yeah,
Is
they-
anybody allergic to a
If
certain
they
scent?
are, if anybody's allergic to it, you can totally switch it out. The only thing I ask is don't, there's a reason why I put things in here like I have. When it comes to the lotion, it's gotta be a pump. You can't do, I think she might have went to the restroom.
She went that way.
That's fine, that's what we're talking.
Oh.
That's fine, I called her.
But, you want a pump. Like, don't put a lotion in there like from Victoria's Secrets that you have to untwist the lid
Yeah,
and squirt. You want,
a
so
pump.
there's a reason why I've got the pump in there.
Yeah,
So just be aware of that, if
Yeah.
anybody's allergic to it. I don't think anybody is, but.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you can see
I'm
it's
just worried about
already
somebody
blended.
else that might
I don't
have
think
an
anybody else
allergy.
But then you can just do a couple of swipes. Try not to touch the skin. And that's a blended tip, you guys. Done. It says trim, shape the nail, blend, finishing, clean. And then after you do that, you can cleanse it with alcohol. But we're done there.
Do you have to have a specific shape for them?
No, they don't care what shape.
Okay.
In fact, I think I'm just gonna leave this one square. You can take it down, you can almond it. Hello.
Just keeping us on our toes.
Move that here. I would be disinfected. I'm not gonna use the glue anymore. I'm done with the glue to be disinfected. Cleanse it. And you can even oil it. It doesn't say on there, but that's not bad either.
I guess that's where one of the girls was saying that because they oiled, it made it harder for it to form.
But that shouldn't matter because you're doing it, but maybe you're oiling and
because
you're
it's like,
oiling, so you
yeah.
don't need to.
Yeah.
You can if you want, but you don't need to, but look, that is a perfectly blended tip.
Right.
Throw that away, sanitize your hands, turn the hand towards the doctor, done. Bam. So there's your blended tip, easy peasy. Now, let's move on to sculpted nail. It says you will sculpt a nail on that, again, they're gonna tell you. Most likely it's gonna be, but we're gonna do a ring, cause I'm reusing a hand. You will sculpt a nail on the ring finger. You must use manufacturer sale low odorless, less odor products. Check your state-specific guidelines for the product requirements. We've done that. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You have 20 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 10 minutes remaining. Turn the hand towards the examiner to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. This is what they're watching. Set up sculptured nail supplies. Must be in the original container and have manufactured labeled in English. Got it. Implements and supplies are visibly clean. Good. Prepares nail plate for the sculpted nail. Sculpts the nail on the extend the free edge of the assigned finger. Shape, contours, and finish the sculpted nail. What they want to see is that you're extending it. They just don't want the acrylic on the thing. So what are you going to do? Let's go over here. We're going to remove the shine from the nail plate. So you may begin. I always sanitize my hand. It's the same client that I did it. I probably don't need to sanitize this hand. I wouldn't worry about it. If you want to be extreme, you could. We're going to take the shine off. I've got my buffer block. I'm going to take the shine off the nail plate. I see a little red. Not worried. I'm going to take, what, did I clean it? I cleaned it, didn't I? Take the shine off. Now I'm going to put my form on. And it says, and you might want to do it this way so it's sticky all the way around. It might help the form stick better. but it's easy to put a form on because you have that free edge from the tip. So it's really easy to get that underneath there and bring it up and around it. And with this, you know how I like to keep that open because I don't want the form to tilt? I go ahead and I would wrap it around there and get it there and get it all the way down. And if you use these, that is not going anywhere.
If we feel like it's oily, would we be fine to like alcohol cleanse the finger?
Absolutely. When I cleansed it, I cleanse all the way out.
Okay.
That would not be a problem. So that's fitting snug. Then we're going to apply the primer. Here's your primer. It does have a brush. Cuticle de foliage.
Can I see that one?
I don't think you're gonna get this one in your kit, hon.
Oh,
Yours is gonna look like this. If you're worried about taking a picture, let me show you. Yours is gonna look like, yours is gonna be wrapped around like this. And let me tell you about this too, you guys. You know how I've told you the difference between the fusion you get, and it does have a brush too. And it smells like stinky feet. And because this company does acid primer. Remember how I talked to you about Fusion is a non-acid universal primer? This is your acid primer. So, that would save you from buying that at the store, because I use it, you guys. Sometimes you have that client that is an extreme lifter, and I bring out the big guns and I use acid primer. So you're welcome to keep this out of your kit. So, it's just, Tammy Taylor sells it, No Lift sells it at Sally's. I really like Tammy Taylor's, but I like this too. But if you want to smell it, it does smell like Stinky Fit. This is the one that I tell you to be really extreme with it, because you do not want to get this on your skin. It will burn the skin. But, you know, it's kind of nice to have it in your arsenal of goodness. You might want to keep it. So anyways, to be disinfected.
So she said open it before, because Lily got it on her skin.
Yeah.
During
Yes.
She said it burns so bad for
It
like a
burns.
week.
You guys, a week. It is acid.
Yeah.
It literally was never meant for the nail industry. It takes rust off metal. They sell it in huge vats. They're making a killing on it because we'll pay $10 for a half an ounce. So literally, that's a bonus. Be careful with it. Yeah, I had one of my students, see, I go off on it. I had one of my students, nail tech, she spilled it on her leg right here, and it went through her Levi's, and she didn't, it was purple. It was awful, because she finished her client, because she's like, it'll be fine. It is acid. So be careful, and when you use it, you guys, you'll have your nail plate all roughed up. It's like you want to do a dot, it spreads out, and then it goes white and chalky. Your fusion stays looking wet. This literally eats the nail plate, and it's chalky and dries out. So it's a wicked thing, but sometimes you need it. Just saying. Anyway,
so can we bring our fusion instead?
no, use what's in the kit. I would just use what's in the kit. Just be really careful with that.
Okay.
Okay? Because it's a kit from low odor manufacturer. Just don't substitute. You're asking questions about substituting this kit. If
Okay.
you choose to do that, you're gonna compromise your test results.
Oh,
Because
okay.
people that take my kit and do it, they're passing in the high 80s, 90s.
Okay.
And if you change this kit thinking, oh, it's gonna be okay to change this or that, you're not gonna get the score that you want.
Okay.
Do exactly the way I'm telling you to do
Okay.
it.
And why aren't you wearing gloves?
You only need the gloves on when you're cleaning and you're using this.
Okay.
So within a service, you're not required to wear gloves.
Okay.
And I wouldn't. They're cumbersome, you're already nervous enough, you're dealing with plastic. I wear gloves all the time because of my allergic reactions that I've just, that I've developed. So, but you don't need to do it in the service, so don't worry about it.
And it'd be really hard with the forms and
It
gloves.
would,
Those
it
don't
would
go
be
well
forms
together.
and
Because
gloves,
they
it's, yeah,
stick
they
to the
stick to
gloves
everything.
Yeah.
So you are required, what? Oh, yes, Yes, you can. We almost got through it, me and my big mouth. Okay, okay, now we're gonna, let's see. Apply the primer to the nail plate, that's where we were. Sculpt the nail to extend the free edge. So when you extend the free edge, we only wanna extend it to here. Like 1.5, we don't need to do long. Just barely over, they just wanna see that you're extending it. So don't be all fancy pants and think you have to do big. And don't think you need to use the white and the pink and do a sculpted, we're just one bead. So here we go, we're gonna open this up. We've got our monomer, we've got our powder. We're gonna saturate, and your brush is better than this. I like this brush, but anyway, whatever. Saturate that. And then we're going to dunk, dunk, dunk. I want you to see dandruff, and I can still see it, and it melted, so I'm gonna dunk again. Oh, it melted away, I'm gonna dunk again.
Holy cow.
Like, you have no idea, see there, that's what I want.
Until the point where it's
Let
not
me see.
melting away.
And it's just barely absorbed in. You gotta remember,
Okay.
this is oil. Odorless monomer is oil-based, not MMA based. So that oil, see, I could probably even dunk it again. And dunk it again. So don't think you can't get enough. Now take it like this, and I want you, another cheat, I want you to place it right here, right in the center. Then just kind of push it, barely to there. And I want you guys to work with this.
With this stuff,
Yeah, I would love for
to
you
try to
work.
practice with it?
Yeah, go ahead, I'll give you some.
Okay.
But see how I can get that to just,
Can I have some for next week to try to practice with?
absolutely. But see how smooth it's going? And I can just continue to push it.
Are they trying to look for smooth and not bumpy?
Well, you can still file it, but,
Because for some weird reason my acrylics are bumpy as hell.
well, yeah, you can just bump it, you can file it. And I probably extended this too long, but it doesn't matter. But see how you can just get that? And it's lumpy. But what the cheat is see how I didn't go clear down into there?
Uh-huh.
Because that just saves you filing, because we don't care. And they're not, I don't want you to put the bead right there and then like, oh crap. Put it in the middle and just barely feather it in, and that's why we're using clear. Because if you use white, you'll see all those mistakes, and you know, we're cheating. Just showing you how to do it. But see how I can still, look, I can still move it, and I can press it down. And here's another thing, I can take the furrow, even my metal part, and push that down if I want to. But it's pretty, I do. But still, even as dry as I did it, I've got control. Now, put this away. You don't want to file with this open. So I'm going to put this here, I'm going to make sure I shut and shut. Okay? And then, just kind of wait. This is the hardest part, is waiting, because you want that to get hard. How you tell, it's a whole different animal. If it clicks, it's not quite clicking, it's clicking here. Give it a minute.
Is that on the actual?
Right on the actual thing, because this is sticky. Look how sticky. See, you can even see the sticky come up. And you think it's not dry, it's dry because it's clipped. It has, like when I file this, you'll see, and I'll take this off, pop it here, and see how that end isn't dry, but put that in the garbage, get your file, and when I file this, there is like a layer of goo that files off. See that gooey? That's the oxygen inhibition layer. See, look how much it is. You see that? That's your oxygen inhibition layer, which is kind of deceiving to us nail techs that are used to working with regular MMA, because we don't have that kind. And so it's like, I tell you that because I don't want you to panic, like, it won't dry, it's still sticky. It's just the oxygen inhibition layer. Cause if it clicks, you just, and then you wanna get rid of that, just file it off. It's almost like, I call it like, the cement glue back in the day.
So it's supposed to do that.
That's what it is. It's just your oxygen inhibition layer, and I just file it. I guess you could do alcohol to get rid of it, but I just file it, cause I don't care. And you can saw, remember this is an enhancement, so you're more than welcome to just file away on it. But because I didn't put any close to that cuticle, I don't really have to worry about it. The thing you're worried about is not making any marks on that plastic back there. Then they'll think that you hurt them and drew blood.
That's why you have your fingers right where you have them to block it.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, I can make it almond, you can make it square, just shape it and call it good. I wanna clean that, always go over the garbage. I'm gonna clean that off, I don't know what the instructions say, but I like it. I think it's good. Oh, sorry, sweetheart, why didn't you say something? Get those off the table.
Quiet and nice.
But you guys, that's good enough. And I did it with one bead. Take it around. And let's see what it says. Extend to the free edge of the sign there. Shape, contour, finish the sculpted nail. Cleanse the nail plate with alcohol. I just cleansed it. Now I could apply cuticle oil and be done. And it's not perfect, but I don't care. You guys don't overdo it. Just, it's good enough. I promise you, that's good enough. They're more worried that you were clean and setting up and that you shut these when you were supposed to. They're more worried about that you cleaned your hand, that you cleaned the new client's hand, than they are how that is placed on there. And see where it says keep oil? I just put oil in both of them so you don't have to worry about it.
Keep oil.
It says keep oil, that's old instructions. I need to redo this. But I put an oil in each bag so you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I didn't keep my oil and I threw it away in the first section. I don't want you to have to worry about that, so I just put 2. So anyway, I'm looking at that, I feel good about it. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get a paper towel. And I'm gonna take this. Before I turn the hand around, you'll have time to do this. Take your liquid, dump it. Shut, open, dump. Should be disinfected. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Should be disinfected. That's the other thing. Oh, I didn't oil. But see, I have time. Even though I'm cleaning and putting things up to be disinfected. Same with the oil. I would do it here, a dot here, maybe 2. I'm not going to need that anymore. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to come here. You know what? I threw that oil away, and I probably shouldn't have, because I've got to remove this. But you know what? If you don't oil it, it's not the end of the world. I mean, that's my point. I'm not perfect. Anyway, I'm going to do that. I feel good about it. Turn it, sanitize your hands. Or sanitize your hands and turn it. Doesn't matter. Okay? Bam. All right, we're done with that section. Now, we got to remove it. Let's talk about removing. Number 6. You will perform a removal of the sculpted nail. You will be expected to follow all climate protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You have 20 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 10 minutes remaining. Turn the hand towards the examiner to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. What they're judging you on, sculptured nail removal supplies are labeled in English. That's your acetone. Implements and supplies that are visibly clean.
Oh, you can close that if you want, Brian. I just grabbed my nail clippers out for her.
Remove sculptured nail, smooth and finishes the natural nail. So what you're gonna do is, you'll see, it'll say the instructions will be repeated, you may begin, and you'll have everybody in the room. You won't, because you'll be by yourself. But they'll grab a file and they just start sawing. Because they wanna do as much removal as they can. So what they don't wanna see is you taking a scraper and scraping really hard, or taking your tip cutters and cutting it. So we're gonna go like this. Oh my, I'm supposed to be in the, oh no, it's just 11 o'clock. So you're gonna go ahead and file, and take that down as much as you can, and then file the top really good.
I'm wondering, can you use the clippers to kind of clip
No,
it back?
that's what they don't want you to do.
Ah.
That's what I just said. Yeah, I don't know if you understood. Don't take the tip cutters and do it. They don't want to see that. They want you to hand file. That would be really a dog.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't do that. So you just wanna file it as much as you can. Then you're gonna take this and this, and we're going to saturate with acetone, like get it as wet as you can get it. I want it dripping. Close that up. We're gonna put this on our nail, wrap it around, and hold it, because the heat of your hand causes it to work better.
Because it doesn't have the heat of a hand, because it's fake hand.
Well, just heat accelerates acetone to work better.
Because normally your client's hand has its own heat, but that doesn't have a hand heat.
But even if you were doing a regular client, I want you to show that you did heat, but count to 60. So they just want you to see the steps. We really don't care that we get this off. They don't want to see that you've gotten the acrylic off. They want to see that you do the steps to get the acrylic off. So we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna slowly count to 60. 1,000, 2,000, you got 20 minutes, count to 60. Then when you're done, take it off, throw that in the garbage, take your orange wood stick, and you can scrape, scrape, scrape. Don't do this, we're just scraping a little bit off, you're really not gonna get anything off. File again, a little bit off. And you have two, use them both, saturate, count to 60 again. Count to 60, 60, take that off, throw that away, not to be disinfected. Buff.
No more stick?
You
On the
could
second
do,
one?
you could, it doesn't matter. You could do the stick, file, buff it. I threw the oil away, you could oil it. I don't have it, I don't care.
Okay.
It's not the end of the world. And I would take it, I would sanitize my hands. Done.
Okay.
So it is okay that you don't get all of it off?
You don't care. It's more about
The
doing it,
steps.
it's the steps, it's being clean, it's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can't tell you the people that have come back and said, it's soaked all the way through. You gotta remember, we're not dealing with MMA, we're dealing with that oil. And 60 seconds is, I didn't do the 60 seconds, it's a long time, and sometimes it goes right on through even to the tip. I've
So
had people come back and
If it's done
say,
that with even the first one, do you wanna do the second one?
I would do two.
Okay, just
Yep. just
And
so.
still hold it?
And still hold it, and I would do two, and then I would do scrape, scrape, scrape. They just don't want a CML pusher, and you're not gonna put anything in the kit, like, you
Gotcha.
know. And then, the other thing I could have done before I turned it this way, cause you could oil it, is, I know I'm not gonna use this, or this, or this, or this.
Garbage.
I'm gonna get everything off the table, I don't need them, I don't need this. Sanitize my hands, done. Then then you're done, except for our blood spill. The blood spill is number 7, that's the last thing you're gonna do, is our blood spill. And the blood spill is so easy. Okay, oh. There's a list of your supplies, suggested supplies, but you don't need it, cause I already did it for you. I didn't realize that was on there. Okay, anyway, here we go. Okay, this is what they're gonna say to you. You will imagine the following scenario. During the service, you have sustained a minor cut to your index finger. The injury is such that you can continue with the service. The injury has not yet contaminated the work area or the client. You're expected to demonstrate the proper procedure for a blood spill exposure. You're expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will be instructed individually by the examiner to demonstrate the blood exposure procedure. You have 5 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 2 minutes remaining. Do not demonstrate the blood exposure procedure until instructed individually by the examiner to do so. Turn the hand towards the examiner to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. So they're gonna come up to you and they're gonna say, it's your turn, demonstrate the blood exposure. So if you follow this to a T, you're good, you'll be golden. Place a paper towel on your work area. So you're gonna get a paper towel. I would do two. What I like to do is, I know that it said in my scenario that my client hasn't been assessed. So I'm gonna take my client out of the scenario and move her out of the way. Then I'm gonna take a paper towel and I'm gonna put it on here. It says, and remove the material from your first aid kit. So what I want you to do is take out this, which is your alcohol wipe, and remove the material and a Band-Aid. So those are the two things I want you to take. That's the material. So you're going to put that there, then I would close this and put it back here. I know that this is, I'm still going to sanitize my hand. I'm going to sanitize my hand, and then,
should you have sanitized before you went to the kit?
no, it would be okay.
Okay.
I just sanitize because I'm afraid, but then I want to put it on my non-dominant hand. So I'm going to put this glove on the hand that's not injured. So I'm going to put this here. Then I'm going to open this up. Oh, I got two out. That was awesome. I'm going to open this up and just put your garbage right here. I'm going to clean my injured finger. And then I'm going to take this and this and I'm going to throw it in the garbage. Okay? Then I'm going to open up the Band-Aid. And I am going to, and this should be in here. Somebody got two out.
Casper again.
And it's easy to do this and then come here because this is going to stick to, you know. And then after you do that, then we're going to place a glove on the injured hand. Then remove the glove from this hand and put this away in the garbage. And then sanitize your hand. So easy, easy, easy. You're done. Clear as mud?
Yeah.
And then what do you do with all the towels and stuff
You
like
know
that?
what? They don't care. I've known a lot of people get really flustered because it's like, the examination's over, get your stuff and get out of here. And so the tote has come back, it's like they open up the tote in panic and they just throw everything in the tote and they leave. So it's literally, they don't care anymore. The test is over and they don't care.
That's so
Okay.
funny. This
Yeah.
whole test is